Okay, let's bring in Hamza now. I mean, you've been listening to the our conversation with the chairman. Just give us your perspective of ICPC since its creation in 2000.
Interesting. I think ICPC has a positive perception. Nigerians do not see them as a media frenzy, media trial, anti-corruption agency. And I say this with every sense of authority. I know that when I even speak to my colleagues in the anti-corruption space, would prefer to send petition to ICPC than other anti-corruption agencies because
Why?
One, they would acknowledge. Two, they will invite you to bring evidence and to also adopt your petition. Three, they will investigate. And when they investigate, they carry you along. When I started Follow the Money in 2012, I remember that time as it was about lead poisoning, where the government released $5.3 million and then we followed the money. There was in 2014 there was the 9.2 billion naira clean cook stove money. A lot of people have forgotten when the government at that time said they wanted to buy stoves and wonder bags to distribute to rural women. So I was the guy that went to the 6th geopolitical zone. When I was talking to rural women, are you aware? Are you informed? Would you use it? Because a lot of time again for us it's not just about allocating and releasing public resources. It's about collecting feedback. As citizens are in need of those public utilities. So they say yes, they would use it, but they were not informed, they were not aware. And this is most of the cases. So a lot of time people hear on TV and radio, government is bringing billions. But then they keep waiting. Where is this money? When will it get to our community? So I came back to Abuja, this stakeholders meeting. I invited all the anti-corruption agents, but the ICPC showed up in our town hall meeting. And then we did an undercover investigation. For the first time, ICPC took me undercover for investigation. There was a couple of ICPC officials. There was a journalist from that was Daily Trust, and then I from civil society.
Okay.
And my role was to observe, and just be part of the team. And it was really intriguing. For the first time, anti-corruption agencies carrying, a civil society, citizen, activist to come and watch how they do invest. And it was a thorough investigation. They recovered over 5 billion out of the 9.2 billion. I know 3 people were prosecuted and they got judgment. Some of them have finished having their jail time. Now let's even come down to constituency project tracking. Because we got support from Makato Foundation under their own Nigerian program, and ICPC is also part of this joint cohort where we've shared ideas, but most importantly we've done joint tracking on constituency projects. In cases where we found that corruption were being mad, we wrote ICPC. They investigated the case. They recovered a lot of resources. So I think that, and I think again because of the new leadership, we've also seen some reform and changes, even if it's just 1 year.
In the ICPC?
Yes, and it talks about also the person. Because you see a lot of time, yes, institutions...
What are these reforms that you're talking about?
So first is now we're seeing more civil society engagement, and I know the chairman signed a couple of MOUs with other civil society. So it's not just about collaborating with Hamzat and Follow the Money or Connected Development, but we're seeing also expansion. I remember when we do our town hall meetings, even at the regional level, because he has regional officers that man the region, they come for these meetings. And you see, he talked about prevention. I'll tell you how this has helped us. So when we're following the money, we always engage stakeholders and bring them for town hall meetings. We invite anti-corruption agencies, not because there's corruption, but because it sends a signal to the contractor, to the politician, or the House of Rep member, if it's a constituency project, that see, ICPC is a member of this stakeholder, so it means that they are watching how you use the resources. And it gives confidence also to the public that are meant to use it. And in most cases, my other cases, citizens will start reporting, even on the spot, that, there's another case. And then, we see the official say, okay, let's finish our meeting, and then we can collect, your interview and then gather evidence and help you prosecute. So we're seeing this reform, we're seeing these changes. Recently, the ICPC put together an event for youth and women. A lot of time when we talk about corruption, the biggest people that are affected are young people, are women. If you look at it, you don't have primary health care centers. You have increased maternal mortality and newborn. You talked about job racketeering, unemployment rate, access to enjoying the dividends of democracy. So women and youth. And so if we had a society where we don't have corruption, there will be no need for the protest that almost brought us down to our knees. So again, I'm excited about the the element around prevention, education, because again,
Public
I know
awareness,
public awareness. ICPC always invite us during NYC orientation. We're part of their resource persons. They have secondary school and university clubs. We're part of the resource persons, building more of these clubs, but expanding them to ensure civic knowledge, civic education, so that citizens understand their roles and responsibility to tackle corruption. Hopefully, we can have behavioral change in the near future where people change the culture, because again, we have a culture of corruption. We have to tell ourselves the truth. There's a culture embedded in our society that allows corruption to strive. So again, for me, it's about that new leadership, that reform, and hopefully Nigerian people can support them.